I Am That Talks with Sri Nisargadatta Maharaj. Chapter 81. The Root Cause of Fear. Karma is only a store of unspent energies, of unfulfilled desires and fears not understood. The store is equally constantly replenished by new desires and fears. It need not be so forever. Understand the root cause of your fears, estrangement from yourself and of desires, the longing for the self, and your karma will dissolve like a dream. Maharaj. Where do you come from? Questioner. I am from the United States, but I live mostly in Europe. I came to India recently. I was in Rishikesh in 2 ashrams. I was taught meditation and breathing. Maharaj. How long were you there? Questioner. 8 days in one, 6 days in another. I was not happy there and I left. Then for 3 weeks I was with the Tibetan lamas, but they were all wrapped up in formulas and rituals. Maharaj. And what was the net result of it all? Questioner. There was definitely an increase of energy, but before I left for Rishikesh, I did some fasting and dieting at a nature cure sanatorium at Pudukkottai in South India. It has done me enormous good. Maharaj. Maybe the access to energy was due to better health. Questioner. I cannot say, but as a result of all these attempts, some fires started burning in various places in my body, and I heard chants and voices where there were none. Maharaj. And what are you after now? Questioner. Well, what are we all after? Some truth, some inner certainty, some real happiness. In various schools of self-realization, there is also much talk of awareness that one ends with the impression that awareness itself is the supreme reality. Is it so? The body is looked after by the brain. The brain is illumined by consciousness. Awareness watches over consciousness. Is there anything beyond awareness? Maharaj. How do you know that you are aware? Questioner. I feel that I am. I cannot express it otherwise. Maharaj. When you follow it up carefully from brain through consciousness to awareness, you find that the sense of duality persists. When you go beyond awareness, there is a state of non-duality in which there is no cognition, only pure being, which might as well be called non-being, if by being you mean being something in particular. Questioner. What you call pure being, is it universal being, being everything? Maharaj. Everything implies a collection of particulars. In pure being, the very idea of the particular is absent. Questioner. Is there any relationship between pure being and particular being? Maharaj. What relationship can there be between what is and what merely appears to be? Is there any relationship between the ocean and its waves? The real enables the unreal to appear and causes it to disappear. The succession of transient moments creates the illusion of time, but the timeless reality of pure being is not in movement, for all movement requires a motionless background. It is itself the background. Once you have found it in yourself, you know that you had never lost that independent being, independent of all divisions and separations. But don't look for it in consciousness. You will not find it there. Don't look for it anywhere, for nothing contains it. On the contrary, it contains everything and manifests everything. It is like the daylight that makes everything visible while itself remaining invisible. Questioner, sir, of what use to me is your telling me that reality cannot be found in consciousness? Where else am I to look for it? How do I apprehend it? Maharaj, it is quite simple. If I ask you, what is the taste of your mouth? All you can do is say, it is neither sweet nor bitter, nor sour nor astringent. It is what remains when all these tastes are not. Similarly, when all distinctions and reactions are no more, what remains is reality, simple and solid. Questioner, all that I understand is that I am in the grip of a beginningless illusion, and I do not see how it can come to an end. If it could, it would have long ago. I must have had as many opportunities in the past as I shall have in the future. What could not happen cannot happen, or if it did, it could not last. Our very deplorable state, after all these untold millions of years, carries at best the promise of ultimate extinction, or, which is worse, the threat of an endless and meaningless repetition. Maharaj, what proof have you that your present state is beginningless and endless? How were you before you were born? How will you be after death? And of your present state, how much do you know? You do not even know what your condition was before you woke up this morning. You only know a little of your present state, and from it you draw conclusions for all times and places. You may just be dreaming and imagining your dream to be eternal. Questioner, call it a dream does not change the situation. I repeat my question, what hope is left which the eternity behind me could not fulfill? Why should my future be different from my past? Maharaj, in your fevered state, you project a past and a future and take them to be real. In fact, you know only your present moment. Why not investigate what is now instead of questioning the imaginary past and future? Your present state is neither beginningless nor endless. It is over in a flash. Watch it carefully from where it comes and where it goes, and you will soon discover the timeless reality behind it. Questioner, why have I not done it before? Maharaj, just as every wave subsides into the ocean, so does every moment return to its source. Realization consists in discovering the source and abiding there. Questioner, who discovers? Maharaj, the mind discovers. Questioner, does it find the answers? Maharaj, it finds that it is left without questions, that no answers are needed. Questioner, being born is a fact, dying is another fact. How do they appear to the witness? Maharaj, a child was born, a man has died, just events in the course of time. Questioner, is there any progress in the witness? Does awareness evolve? Maharaj, what is seen may undergo many changes when the light of awareness is focused on it, but it is the object that changes, not the light. Plants grow in sunlight, but the sun does not grow. By themselves, both the body and the witness are motionless, but when brought together in the mind, both appear to move. Questioner. Yes, I can see that what moves and changes is the I am only. Is the I am needed at all? Maharaj. Who needs it? It is there now. It had a beginning. It will have an end. Questioner. What remains when the I am goes? Maharaj. What does not come and go remains. It is the ever greedy mind that creates ideas of progress and evolution towards perfection. It disturbs and talks of order, destroys and seeks security. Questioner. Is there progress in destiny in karma? Maharaj. Karma is only a store of unspent energies, of unfulfilled desires and fears not understood. The store is being constantly replenished by new desires and fears. It need not be so forever. Understand the root cause of your fears, estrangement from yourself and of desires. The longing for the self and your karma will dissolve like a dream. Between earth and heaven, life goes on. Nothing is affected. Only bodies grow and decay. Questioner. Between the person and the witness, what is the relation? Maharaj. There can be no relation between them because they are one. Don't separate and don't look for a relationship. Questioner. If the seer and the seen are one, how did the separation occur? Maharaj. Fascinated by names and forms, which are by their very nature distinct and diverse. You distinguish what is natural and separate what is one. The world is rich in diversity, but your feeling strange and frightened is due to misapprehension. It is the body that is in danger, not you. Questioner. I can see that the basic biological anxiety, the flight instinct, takes many shapes and distorts my thoughts and feelings. But how did this anxiety come into being? Maharaj. It is a mental state caused by the I am the body idea. It can be removed by the contrary idea, I am not the body. Both of the ideas are false, but one removes the other. Realize that no ideas are your own. They all come to you from outside. You must think all out for yourself. Become yourself the object of your meditation. The effort to understand yourself is yoga. Be a yogi. Give your life to it. Brood, wonder, search until you come to the root of error and to the truth beyond the error. Questioner. In meditation, who meditates? The person or the witness? Maharaj. Meditation is a deliberate attempt to pierce into the higher states of consciousness and finally go beyond them. The art of meditation is the art of shifting the focus of attention to ever subtler levels without losing one's grip on the levels left behind. In a way, it is like having death under control. One begins with the lowest levels, social circumstances, customs and habits, physical surroundings, the posture and the breathing of the body, the senses, their sensations and perceptions, the mind, its thoughts and feelings, until the entire mechanism of personality is grasped and firmly held. The final stage of meditation is reached when the sense of identity goes beyond the I am so and so, beyond so I am, beyond I am the witness only, beyond there is, beyond all ideas, into the impersonality, personal pure being. But you must be energetic when you take to meditation. It is definitely not a part-time occupation. Limit your interests and activities to what is needed for you and your dependents, bearers' needs. Save all your energies and time for breaking the wall your mind has built around you. Believe me, you will not regret it. Questioner: how do I come to know that my experience is universal? Maharaj: at the end of your meditation, all is known directly. No proofs whatsoever are required. Just as every drop of the ocean carries the taste of the ocean, so does every moment carry the taste of eternity. Definitions and descriptions have their place as useful incentives for further searching, but you must go beyond them into what is unidentifiable and undescribable except in negative terms. After all, even universality and eternity are mere concepts, and the opposites of being, place, and time-bound. The opposites of being, place, and time-bound. Reality is not a concept, nor the manifestation of a concept. It has nothing to do with concepts. Concern yourself with your mind. Remove its distortions and impurities. Once you have had a taste of your own self, you will find it everywhere and at all times. That is why it is so important that you should come to it. Once you know it, you will never lose it. But you must give yourself the opportunity through intensive, even arduous meditation. Questioner: what exactly do you want me to do? Maharaj: give your heart and mind to contemplating over the I am. What is it? How is it? What is its source, its life, its meaning? It is very much like digging a well. You reject all that is not water until you reach the life-giving spring. Questioner: how shall I know that I am moving in the right direction? Maharaj: by your progress and intentness, in clarity and devotion to the task. Questioner: we Europeans find it very difficult to keep quiet. The world is too much with us. Maharaj: oh no, you are dreamers too. We differ only in the contents of our dreams. You are after perfection in the future. You are intent on finding it in the now. Only the limited is perfectible. The unlimited is already perfect. You are perfect, only you don't know it. Learn to know yourself, and you will discover wonders. All you need is already within you. You must only approach yourself with reverence and love. Self-condemnation and self-distrust are grievous errors. Your constant flight from pain and search for pleasure is a sign of the love you bear for yourself. All I plead with you is this: make the love of yourself perfect. Deny yourself nothing. Give yourself infinity and eternity to discover that you do not need them. You are beyond. I Am That. Talks with Sri Nisargadatta Maharaj. Chapter 82. Absolute perfection is here and now. Time cannot take us out of time, as space cannot take us out of space. All you get by waiting is more waiting. Absolute perfection is here and now, not in some future. near or far. The secret is in action, here and now. Questioner. The war is on. What is your attitude toward it? Maharaj. In some place or another, in some form or another, war is always on. Was there a time when there was no war? Some say it is the will of God. Some say it is God's play. It is another way of saying that wars are inevitable and nobody is responsible. Questioner. But what is your own attitude? Maharaj. Why impose attitudes on me? I have no attitude to call my own. Questioner. Surely somebody is responsible for this horrible and senseless carnage. Why do people kill each other so readily? Maharaj. Search for the culprit within. The ideas of me and mine are at the root of all conflict. Be free of them and you will be out of conflict. Questioner. What of it if I am out of conflict? It will not affect the war. If I am the cause of war, I am ready to be destroyed. Yet it stands to reason that the disappearance of 1,000 like me will not stop wars. They did not start with my birth, nor will they end with my death. I'm not responsible. Who is? Maharaj. Strife and struggle are a part of existence. Why don't you inquire who is responsible for existence? Questioner. Why do you say that existence and conflict are inseparable? Can there be no existence without strife? I need not fight others to be myself. Maharaj. You fight others all the time for your survival as a separate body-mind, a particular name and form. To live, you must destroy. From the moment you were conceived, you started a war with your environment, a merciless war of mutual extermination until death sets you free. Questioner. My question remains unanswered. You are merely describing what I know, life and its sorrows. But who is responsible? You do not say. When I press you, you throw the blame on God, karma, or my own greed and fear, which merely invites further questions. Give me the final answer. Maharaj. The final answer is this. Nothing is. All is a momentary appearance in the field of universal consciousness. Continuity as name and form is a mental formation only, easy to dispel. Questioner. I'm asking about the immediate, the transitory, the appearance. Here is a picture of a child killed by soldiers. It is a fact staring at you. You cannot deny it. Now, who is responsible for the death of the child? Maharaj. Nobody and everybody. The world is what it contains, and each thing affects all others. We all kill the child, and we all die with it. Every event has innumerable causes and produces numberless effects. It is useless to keep accounts. Nothing is traceable. Questioner. Your people speak of karma and retribution. Maharaj. It is merely a gross approximation. In reality, we are all creators and creatures of each other, causing and bearing each other's burden. Questioner. So the innocent suffers for the guilty? Maharaj. In our ignorance, we are innocent. In our actions, we are guilty. We sin without knowing and suffer without understanding. Our only hope is to stop, to look, to understand, and to get out of the traps of memory. For memory feeds imagination, and imagination generates desire and fear. Questioner. Why do I imagine at all? Maharaj. The light of consciousness passes through the film of memory and throws pictures on your brain. Because of the deficient and disordered state of your brain, what you perceive is distorted and colored by feelings of like and dislike. Make your thinking orderly and free from emotional overtones, and you will see people and things as they are with clarity and charity. The witness of birth, life, and death is one and the same. It is the witness of pain and of love. For while the existence in limitation and separation is sorrowful, we love it. We love it and hate it at the same time. We fight, we kill, we destroy life and property, and yet we are affectionate and self-sacrificing. We nurse the child tenderly and orphan it too. Our life is full of contradictions, and yet we cling to it. This clinging is at the root of everything. Still, it is entirely superficial. We hold on to something or somebody with all our might, and the next moment we forget about it. Like a child that shapes its mud pies and abandons them light-heartedly. Touch them and he will scream with anger. Divert the child and he forgets them. For our life is now, and the love of it is now. We love variety, the play of pain and pleasure. We are fascinated by contrasts. For this, we need the opposites and their apparent separation. We enjoy them for a time and then get tired and crave for the peace and silence of pure being. The cosmic heart beats ceaselessly. I am the witness and the heart too. Questioner. I can see the picture, but who is the painter? Who is responsible for this terrible yet adorable experience? Maharaj. The painter is in the picture. You separate the painter from the picture and look for him. Don't separate and don't put false questions. Things are as they are, and nobody in particular is responsible. The idea of personal responsibility comes from the illusion of agency. Somebody must have done it. Somebody is responsible. Society, as it is now, with its framework of laws and customs, is based on the idea of a separate and responsible personality. But this is not the only form a society can take. There may be other forms where the sense of separation is weak and responsibility diffused. Questioner. An individual with a weak sense of personality, is he nearer self-realization? Maharaj. Take the case of a young child. The sense of I am is not yet formed. The personality is rudimentary. The obstacles to self-knowledge are few, but the power and the clarity of awareness, its width and depth are lacking. In the course of years, awareness will grow stronger, but also the latent personality will emerge and obscure and complicate. Just as the harder the wood, the hotter the flame, so the stronger the personality, the brighter the light generated from its destruction. Questioner. Have you no problems? Maharaj. I do have problems. I told you already. To be, to exist with a name and form is painful, yet I love it. Questioner. But you love everything. Maharaj. In existence, everything is contained. My very nature is to love. Even the painful is lovable. Questioner. It does not make it less painful. Why not remain in the unlimited? Maharaj. It is the instinct of exploration, the love of the unknown that brings me into existence. It is in the nature of being to seek adventure in becoming, as it is in the very nature of becoming to seek peace in being. This alternation of being and becoming is inevitable, but my home is beyond. Questioner. Is your home in God? Maharaj. To love and worship is God. To love and worship a God is also ignorance. My home is beyond all notions, however sublime. Questioner. But God is not a notion, it is the reality beyond existence. Maharaj, you may use any word you like. Whatever you may think of, I am beyond it. Questioner. Once you know your home, why not stay in it? What takes you out of it? Maharaj. Out of love for corporate existence, one is born, and once born, one gets involved in destiny. Destiny is inseparable from becoming. The desire to be the particular makes you into a person with all its personal past and future. Look at some great man. What a wonderful man he was, and yet how troubled was his life and how limited its fruits. How utterly dependent is the personality of man and how indifferent is its world. And yet we love it and protect it for its very insignificance. Questioner. The war is on and there is chaos, and you are being asked to take charge of a feeding center. You are giving what is needed. It is only a question of getting through the job. Will you refuse it? Maharaj. To work or not to work is one and the same to me. I may take charge or I may not. There may be others better endowed for such tasks than I am. Professional caterers, for instance, but my attitude is different. I do not look at death as a calamity, as I do not rejoice at the birth of a child. The child is out for trouble, while the dead are out of it. Attachment to life is attachment to sorrow. We love what gives us pain. Such is our nature. For me, the moment of death will be a moment of jubilation, not of fear. I cried when I was born, and I shall die laughing. Questioner. What is the change in consciousness at the moment of death? Maharaj. What change do you expect? When the film projection ends, all remains the same as when it started. The state before you were born was also the state after death, if you remember. Questioner. I remember nothing. Maharaj, because you never tried. It is only a question of tuning in the mind. It requires training, of course. Questioner. Why don't you take part in social work? Maharaj. But I am doing nothing else all the time. And what is the social work you want me to do? Patchwork is not for me. My stand is clear. Produce to distribute. Feed before you eat. Give before you take. Think of others before you think of yourself. Only a selfless society based on sharing can be stable and happy. This is the only practical solution. If you do not want it, fight. Questioner. It is all a matter of gunas. Where tamas and rajas predominate, there must be war. Where sattva rules, there will be peace. Maharaj. Put it whichever way you like, it comes to the same. Society is built on motives. Put goodwill into the foundation and you will not need specialized social workers. Questioner. The world is getting better. Maharaj. The world had all the time to get better, yet it did not. What hope is there for the future? Of course, there have been and will be periods of harmony and peace when sattva was in ascendance, but things get destroyed by their own perfection. A perfect society is necessarily static and therefore it stagnates and decays. From the summit, all roads lead downwards. Society are like people. They are born, they grow to some point of relative perfection, and then decay and died. Questioner. Is there not a state of absolute perfection which does not decay? Maharaj. What has a beginning must have an end. In the timeless, all is perfect, here and now. Questioner. But shall we reach the timeless in due course? Maharaj. In due course, all shall come back to the starting point. Time cannot take us out of time, as space cannot take us out of space. All you get by waiting is more waiting. Absolute perfection is here and now, not in some future, near or far. The secret is in action, here and now. It is your behavior that blinds you to yourself. Disregard whatever you think yourself to be and act as if you were absolutely perfect, whatever your idea of perfection may be. All you need is courage. Questioner. Where do I find such courage? Maharaj. In yourself, of course. Look within. Questioner. Your grace will help. Maharaj. My grace is telling you now. Look within. All you need, you have. Use it. Behave as best you know. Do what you think you should. Don't be afraid of mistakes. You can always correct them. Only intentions matter. The shape things take is not within your power. The motives of your actions are. Questioner. How can action born from imperfection lead to perfection? Maharaj. Action does not lead to perfection. Perfection is expressed in action. As long as you judge yourself by your expressions, give them your utmost attention. When you realize your own being, your behavior will be perfect spontaneously. Questioner. If I am timelessly perfect, then why was I born at all? What is the purpose of this life? Maharaj. It is like asking, what does it profit gold to be made into an ornament? The ornament gets the color and the beauty of gold. The gold is not enriched. Similarly, reality expressed in action makes the action meaningful and beautiful. Questioner. What does the real gain through its expressions? Maharaj. What can it gain? Nothing whatsoever. But it is in the nature of love to express itself, to affirm itself, to overcome difficulties. Once you have understood that the world is love in action, you will look at it quite differently. But first, your attitude to suffering must change. Suffering is primarily a call for attention, which itself is a movement of love. More than happiness, love wants growth, the widening and deepening of consciousness and being. Whatever prevents this becomes a cause of pain, and love does not shirk from pain. Sattva, the energy that works for righteousness and orderly development, must not be thwarted. When obstructed, it turns against itself and becomes destructive. Whenever love is withheld and suffering is allowed to spread, war becomes inevitable. Our indifference to our neighbor's sorrow brings suffering to our door.